Welcome, medicos. Let's begin with this beautiful quote. I cannot and should not be cured of stress, but merely taught to enjoy it. In this particular video, we are going to know what is stress, what causes stress. Particularly, we'll be talking about the student life, and at the end, we'll be talking about stress management. So, let's begin. So, before beginning of this video, I would like to say stress management is something which each one of us should know how to manage our stress. We should be aware that most of the time the stress which we are feeling is unnecessary. There are no stressors and we are creating it. So we should know how to avoid unnecessary stress, and we should be aware how to manage if we are stressed, if any particular stressor is present and we are feeling stressed. At that time, how to manage it, how to come out of it, how to make use of this stress. So for that particular strategy, we had a seminar on this, and from that particular seminar, I'm trying to make a video over this. So let's see and understand how we can deal with stress. So what is stress? Stress is body's automatic response towards any external stimuli. It's an alarm of our body. So whenever there will be any stressful condition or any external stimuli, our body will produce the response which we feel the stress. But the most important thing here is most of the stress is self-generated. We perceive something bad is about to happen and we get stressed. So one thing which we should know and we should always keep in mind, before any situation arises, we don't have to think about that in a negative manner and get stressed. This is the first take home message. Unless that particular situation actually comes to you and that situation presents as a stressful situation, as a stressor, before that instance, we should not think about it and get ourselves stressed. If we can do this, 98% of our stress will be gone. Because most of the time, we just think about the future, that something bad is going to happen, this will happen, that will happen, how we will manage if this happens, what to do if that happens. Because of all of these thoughts only, we get stress. So this was one key which I learned during my seminar, that till the stress actually walks towards you and comes to you, you are not supposed to take stress. And I know this is not something which anybody will tell to you and you will adapt it. This is something you have to inculcate in your day-to-day life. Start with small things. If you are taking stress for everything, then start with the little things. Start making your day-to-day life in a such a way that whenever you are thinking like what if this happens or that happens, you can bring your brain back to something which is going to make you happy. For example, start thinking of a happy moment, or listen to music, or do your leisure activity, your hobby. All that things will sum up one day and you will learn the art of not taking unnecessary stress. Now let's talk about this particular graph. Stress is not always harmful for us. One question is stress necessary? Yes, it is very necessary for us. Till the limit, stress increases our efficiency. As stress increases, we become efficient. But there is always a limit, a breaking point. If we passed that limit, it causes distress. That is what is harmful for us. Let's take an example. Tomorrow we have an exam, and we all know how much efficient we become a day before exam. A chapter which we could not complete in 1 month, a day before exam we are completing 4, 5, 6, 7 chapters. Why? Because the stress increases our efficiency. But let's just say we have not opened our book throughout the year, and tomorrow is our exam, and now we are opening the book and we are saying we have 40 chapters. Now that is something which crosses our limit, and now we will be distressed. So yes, stress is important and it is positive for us up to a limit. So remember this chart. It will help you up to a certain extent. That is why in the beginning I said that we should taught to enjoy stress. Now, this is a very important thing, that how we perceive our life depends to a large extent on how we perceive ourselves. So first of all, we have to come out of that inferiority complex or any negative thinking about ourselves. We have to believe in ourselves first. We have to believe that what we are dreaming, we are capable of achieving it. What I determine to do, I can achieve it. So if we can talk to ourselves in a positive way, if we can fill ourselves with positivity, ultimately our life will be positive. That is why we have to perceive ourselves in a good way, in a positive way. We should not, actually we should never talk to ourselves in a negative sense. Never ever say yourself any negative sentence. For example, I can't do it. Never ever say that. You have to believe you can do it. You have to believe you are a good person. You have to believe you can do whatever you dream. Then only you will be able to achieve what you actually wants to achieve in your life. It's like a mirror. It will reflect. If you gives if you give positivity, it will reflect positivity. If you give negativity, it will reflect negativity. Nothing more, nothing less. Exact same amount. That is why first of all start with perceiving yourself in a positive way and see the change. All motivational videos and all seminars regarding anything, any aspect of the life, it's always hit and trial method. You are not supposed to believe what the person is saying. But if you want to check, if you want a result from that particular video or seminar, then you have to put your faith. Now you have to believe. You have to give a hit and a trial. Give like a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks and check whether that person in the video or in a seminar, what they have said, is it actually applicable for you or is it actually helping you or not. Without belief you can't start or you can't gain anything from any of the motivational videos or seminars. So the next take home message is perceive yourself in a positive way. Never ever say any negative comments. It should never be directed towards you. Actually, never be directed towards anybody. Now, we can see here stress and stressor. It's always a vicious cycle. More amount of stressor, more stress. As stress increase, everything appears as a stressor and it becomes a vicious cycle. And when do we develop stress? Whenever pressure is greater than the resource. Pressure can be anything. Resource can be anything. But let us take in a way, let's take your positivity, your way of looking towards the problem is your resource. For example, so if you have a strong mindset towards any issue, then your resource will always be greater than the pressure, and you will never be stressful. You will never be stressed. So this is very important thing. Try to increase the resources. So this was just an example. Pressure can be anything and resources can be anything, but we just try to look at it in a different way. Now let us talk about symptoms of stress. We all have had stress in our life, and we all have gone through these symptoms. Some mild, some moderate, some severe. Let's begin with the physical symptoms. Ache, pain, sweating, trembling, we feel tired, the sleep pattern changes, insomnia, we could not sleep at night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, we are not getting the sleep only, not getting the urge to sleep also, trying to close our eyes but not able to sleep, or sleeping throughout the day. Both of these can happen, but most of the time it is insomnia, not able to sleep. Mental symptoms, lack of concentration. We find it difficult to concentrate towards a particular topic or particular thing. Difficulty to concentrate in the lecture. Whatever we do, we try to concentrate towards what the professor or the lecturer is telling or teaching. Soon we lack that concentration. We get distracted. That is the first sign. Then memory lapses, problem in decision making. Then emotional symptoms, rage, anger, getting angry on the little things, getting fearful. And due to stress, you can see this 80% of all modern day disease have their origin in stress. High blood pressure, stroke, asthma, diabetes. So this is what now our society is. Stress has become an integral part. And if stress has become an integral part, it is the correct time to introduce stress management. We do have this antidote, so we need to use it. And actually, these modern day diseases, now there is an increased rate of these diseases only due to stress. Stress has increased the incidence of these diseases. But as I said, positivity is our weapon. So, stressed leads backward as deserts. We should know how to take benefit of this stressful situation, how this stress can be beneficial for us. As I showed that graph, how our efficiency could be increased by this stress, and how can we manage to not allow this stress to become distress. So stressors. See, some stresses occurs regardless of our action. We cannot do anything towards it. For example, death of our loved ones. It's obvious that the person will be stressed, but we should keep one thing in mind, that most of the stress are manageable. We can manage that stress by time management. It's not like these stress cannot be managed, but it will take time. But these stress are something, by merely by doing time management, we can prevent ourselves to the exposure of these type of situations. But in these cases, we cannot do that. So we should know that we should not waste our time trying to change things which we cannot. This is a very important thing. Common stresses. We were asked to write few points which we feel are stresses for us. Then my team came up with this list. We have to write only 5. So first, socializing and getting to know our batchmates. As a student, these are the stresses. To socialize with our own batchmates, getting to know them. Then interaction with seniors and professors, fearing of feeling judged by everyone, overthinking about our appearance, and the most important thing, syllabus. We must remember stress limit is not one size fit all. The limit which I told, where the stress become distress, that is different for everyone. There can be a same stressful situation for both of us. You may find it easy, I may find it difficult to overcome. So we cannot judge anyone because this limit is not same for everybody. And that is why each individual have to develop their own coping skills. Actually, they develop their own coping skills. We all develop our own strategy, own coping skills against our problems. And that is very important thing. And since this limit is not one size fits all, there are different responses to stress. Different people will respond differently towards the same stressful situation. Fight, flight, or freeze. Now this response is towards those stressful situation which I showed that 5. So regarding getting judged by everyone or getting conscious about our appearance, what we should do, what should be our response? The very important thing is accept ourselves first. We should accept ourselves first. We should know what we are. If we cannot accept ourselves, then we cannot expect others to accept us. So this is a very important thing. If you accept yourself the way you are, if you love yourself, if you are your own best friend, if you can take care of yourself, then you are the most powerful person in that room. So this is a very important thing. While socializing, we should keep our inhibitors aside. There are several inhibitions. Whenever we want to start a communication, there are several inhibitions. Language barrier, which is something which we cannot like keep aside, but there are gestures, still we can talk. Then inhibition like fearing of feeling judged or what the other person will say, or just assuming that the person is going to take it in a wrong way or something. So we should not assume also. So accept yourself first, keep your inhibition aside, and then it will be easy for you to socialize and speak freely. Don't fear that whatever you are going to say, the person is going to judge you for that. But keep one thing in your mind: you have to say it politely and nothing bad. That's obvious. And now we know what we are. We don't need others' judgment. This is something which we all should remember. We know what we are. We don't need other people's judgment to tell us what we are. And again, we come to this: accept yourself first. Since you know what you are, you accept yourself, you know what changes you need to inculcate in yourself, what good qualities you have, what are the things you have to work upon. So, this is very important. Then come out of the comfort zone and put effort on socializing. We have to come out of that comfort zone. Then only we'll be able to socialize. Especially why these examples are here, because it was in my induction ceremony, induction program, that foundation course, and being a medicos, these came out. And being a doctor, you have to have a better communication skills. That is why these examples are here. Then time management skills. Time management skill is a very important thing. We'll try to make a video separately for this also. We can't calm ocean waves, but by stress management, we can learn to surf them. So if we can't calm the ocean waves, but we can surf them, we just have to manage the stress. Now, this is one thing which is another take home message. So, let give you a scenario. Take a glass of water, hold it and stretch out your arm and keep it holding. Glass of water, it's not heavy. Wait for a minute, you will start feeling heavy. Wait for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it will become unbearable to hold that glass of water which was very easy to pick up and hold it in your stretched arm. That is something which you should relate here. Do not try to solve the problem immediately, because what we do, instead of thinking about solution, we keep on thinking about the problem, and this problem is like that glass of water. At the beginning it is just as lighter than the as lighter as the glass of water, but as you keep on thinking about it, it start getting heavy, start getting heavier, start getting heavier. That is why it is recommended, take a break, take a break, come out of that problem, calm your mind, and then only you will be able to think rationally. So come out of the problem, then only you will be able to think about the solution. So this was one take home message for today's video. Now let's talk about management of stress. Change thinking. We should change our approach, how we are perceiving that situation. Reframe and present that situation to yourself. So if any situation is there, try to reframe it in a positive way and then present it towards you. This is not going to change the external reality. Whatever that situation is, in reality, it's there now also. It's not going to change that, but it will ease you up. That is what we want. It will ease you up. So change the narration only. Think positively. Then you will be able to fight back with full potential. Positive thinking, the most important thing and our weapon towards any problem. This positive thinking, we should initiate our day with something positive. Let's just say we'll initiate our day by telling today is going to be the greatest day of my life. Today I am going to achieve my goal. I can. Positive quotes. Talk to yourself in a positive manner. As I quoted and I gave example of that mirror. You give positivity, it will reflect positivity. That is why we should focus on our strength rather than thinking what the situation has to offer as problems, what we have, what preparation we have, what strength we have towards any given instance, any given situation. So focus on the strength. For that, you should know what are your strengths. Once you start thinking and once you start fighting back towards that unpleasant situation by thinking about your strength, day by day you will get to know what all strength you have. So keep thinking positively. Learn from the present situation, learn from the stress itself. So if you learn from every situation, if you learn from every stressful situation, next time if similar case come, it will be something like vaccine. Develop a memory for that. Then give a great response next time. So learn from every situation, each and every situation. And in problem solving, how we can solve a problem? Identify the problem first. where the problem actually lies. Is it something we are misunderstanding? Maybe the problem isn't there, we are just thinking that the problem is there. So, first identify the actual problem, identify the base of it, something to correlate with medical science, not to give symptomatic treatment, rather, find the cause of the disease. So, find the cause here. Maybe, as I said, we may perceive that it is a problem, it may not be a problem. Something other or some other situation is the problem, but we are perceiving something else. So try to find the root of that problem. Then generate alternative. Have some backups. Try to think, as we think in chess, different moves to attack. How you are going to tackle that problem. Have an alternatives. Make a layout of your plan. How you are going to attack in a positive mindset. Then implement that and you will get the solution. I know it seems easy to tell, but this is all something which you will get if you start practicing it. It's not a one day job. We are being stressed from past 10-15 years. So at least we can give 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year towards this management of stress thing and inculcate positive thinking. And day by day, we will achieve that. Behavioral changes. Be assertive. Be confident. Time management skills. Get organized. Use humor. Lighten up your mood. Ventilation. Diversion and distraction. Let us see. The key to assertiveness is verbal and non-verbal communication. Speak your mind, behave confidently, don't get frightened, and say what you want to say, what you believe. Then prioritize your objectives, duties, and make it manageable, achievable. If you know how to prioritize your duties, your objectives, by end of the day, you will be able to manage all your goals of that particular day. This is also a skill. This will come by practice only. A problem shared is problem halved. Ventilation. Vent it out. Find a right person. I repeat, find a right person, a friend, your parents, siblings. It's your choice. And then share your problem. You may also seek experts. For example, if you are a medico, then you are surrounded by doctors. You can approach anyone whom you want to. Or else, you can write a diary or note. That will help you to release out your feelings. But there's a very important thing. Do not reread what has been written. That is just venting it out. Vent it out, but do not reread it. Do not re experience that stress. That is unnecessary. Exercise. It improves the self image, physical fitness, and mental fitness. Sleep. Have a proper sleep. It's a good stress reducer. Then, leisure. Break from stress. For example, if someone is a painter and that person is feeling enormous stress due to any situation in his or her life, but as soon as that person picks up the paintbrush, he or she should forget everything and just dive into that hobby. That is what hobby is. We all must have one hobby like that. Then yoga and meditation for relaxation. That will increase our coping skill to increase the limit to cope up with any stressful situation. This is the best, yoga and meditation. To conclude, it is not the stress that kills us, it is the response we give. So we should know how to treat and how to respond any situation. We'll get back to you soon. Hope it was helpful. Let's end with this quote. A problem shared is problem halved. As I said, share your problem. Thank you.